So it's Thursday night, it's cold and wet outside, and I'm in here because I do most of my best work at night.
Mostly.
The idea for tonight is we need to move some stuff. So I'm just going to spin this camera and show you. So we've taken down everything from these rails. We had a couple of rails in this slat wall. So we've got these all on rails that I can push around. We're just trying to keep the shop open. Obviously not tonight, but in general the shop open so that we can kind of do this work. Now what I need to do is I need to remove these slat wall panels here and this trousers rail here, and then we're going to move these Carhartt displays all the way over here. And we've got other plans for this side. We've got loads of new Yeti coming, so we need to make a bigger Yeti display. I don't know whether I'll get to that tonight, but for the moment we've got to do the start. Check out the paintwork. This is when you know your work's going to be covered up. You have these nice cut-in lines up here, whoop, and then it's just horror show. Okay, so I've got them all in line now and I've got them leveled out and connected together. It kind of creates a different vibe to the shop with the four of them. As I said, I have to do something about these signs here. It's going to drive me nuts otherwise. These two are the original ones that we got. We got the whole set from Carhartt. And we didn't originally put the brand blades on because they come down. So you can see this, the bracket here, it's at the top of the blade. So it has to go into the highest point on those slots here. So of course we didn't put them on. We got a bit of grief from Carhartt because we didn't have their branding on it. But what it does is, as you can see here, we've got the upper rails and then lower. With those blades on, there wasn't enough space here to have a second layer. Now we got these second two. These were the second two that we got from Carhartt. But you can see here, someone went and cut the brackets off the sign and repositioned it. So these ones now work where we can have like two layers, one on top of the other, and there's enough space there because that bracket got altered. So I'd say somewhere in the planning process, no one ever thought about the actual vertical height that you would need. So they had to do a quick corrective surgery on it. Now I'm gonna have to take out some of these because this just looks ridiculous the way it is like that. I've got these two sets of shelves here, and I actually have another 1.5 of those that I want to put here. Now the thing with these shelves is these are all stud walls and there's an upright and then they hold the shelf brackets. So what I do is, and what I did for these is I have some timbers that I'm going to run horizontally here, 4 of them, and I screw them to the studs, and then that just gives me a free rein to screw these uprights to it. And then I could just put the whole lot up onto the wall and screw it into place, and I know it's secure. The best way I found to do shelves like this is to do it on the ground first. Get everything in place, get the spacing of the uprights so that they fit the shelves. And then I screw a lat to the wall, and then I just put the whole thing up, and then the lat holds the shelves in place while I screw it off. I will film it and you will see what I'm talking about. So you can see how I use the shelves as the spacers, because it's almost impossible to get that width worked out using the ruler. I learned from the mistakes. It took me an age to do those shelves, and I kind of learned from that. So as you can see, I mark where I need to, where I want the bottom of this one to sit, just by offering it up above the socket. I draw a line, I screw a temporary lat in place, making sure it's level, and then I just plonk the thing up on top and it just sits there. Now that'll give me enough time to find the studs and screw these timbers to the studs, and then I will change these screws for something longer because I'll have the reach to go in. So now it just takes the pressure off because I'm doing this on my own, and now I can make sure that I've got my location here so that there's enough room here for these shelves, and I don't have to worry about trying to hold it up with one hand and all the rest. So what I'm going to do next is I'm going to put a couple of shelves up, start moving a lot of that stuff on those shelves over to here, and then I will move those ones as well, which will probably take me a bit longer because I have to take down that back graphic. Anyway, get to it. So I've just temporarily put these onto the shelves over here. I've got some graphics coming that will fill out these gaps so you don't see the timbers. Just kind of gives it a nice look behind it. But it gives you kind of like a sense of what it's going to look like. And I'm quite happy with it because I actually positioned these are higher up on the wall. Not by a huge amount, but by enough. It doesn't seem like much there, but there's maybe say like 200 mils, maybe 250 mils in the difference, which means that we can put a top shelf here, and it's actually not going to be, I could reach up and so we could put some of the lighter stuff, like maybe some of like the hoppers or that, which are these soft coolers, run them along the top there, or else we can just put like bits and pieces like some of the signage and bits that we have, we could put them up there either. So quite happy so far. Let's just get these shelves moved. So that went surprisingly easy. I'll have to go fill and paint over these holes later on. What a pain. So I've just finished editing the video, well, up to the point where we've just got these shelves up where you just saw a few seconds ago. And I decided to leave it there at that and just show you what the finished shelves look like. So you would have previously seen how these backdrops aren't in place. So you can see here how we've got like the graphics behind. That's what I was waiting on. And then we've got the shelves packed full of stuff. You can see here the wider range, big wall of Yeti. Now the other thing that I was going to do was I was going to do another video on putting up these displays. So these are industrial piping, this kind of design here. Now we're still working on what's going to actually go on to these. But I did take some video footage of me putting these together, but it took me about 3 nights to put this up. And I really shouldn't have, but it became like a long ordeal that was kind of boring, to be honest with you. So I'm going to intersperse a few clips over this, but you can see here how it's shop fitting. It looks like industrial pipes. Gives us loads of storage, or not storage, but loads of hanging space. But as I said, it wasn't very interesting to put it up. So what's left to do in our showroom, and it'll probably be a while before I get to it, is we need to do something on this wall here. This ladder has to come down. We need something for like gear storage, not just with Yeti, but also Carhartt. We've got bags, and there's more stuff coming. So we kind of want to do like a unit, kind of like our counter up against the wall, so that we can have a lot of the gear storage on display. And then I think over here where the hats are, we need some sort of new display for the hats to make better use of that space. So that's it for this video. We'll be back with another one hopefully sooner than the gap between this and the last one. If you would subscribe and like this video, that would really help with our channel. And until the next one, I will see you then.